Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is doing well and in good spirits. And guys, I'm glad to be back with you this morning. And let me tell you what I will be sharing with you today. It is a subscriber request, and I do have one already on my channel, but it was just like a basic old-fashioned squash casserole, which I directed the subscriber to it, but I told I had another one that I would be sharing with you guys when I got ready to prepare it again. So, like I said, it's a squash casserole, and let me tell you the ingredients, which is fairly simple, and then I will go off and prep everything, and then come back and show you guys how I mix it up. Well, guys, right here I have 4 squash, and they sort of medium to small, but you can use, if you have some large ones, you can use whatever, but I think it's approximately 4 to 5 cups, if I have to guess, of squash, which I never really have. But one thing, guys, I wanted to tell you guys about squash. Now, I already have washed these squash, and I have them soaking in water. And I was going to try to show you, I had did it before. I thought maybe I need to tell the guys that if somebody may be watching and never prepared squash. When you wash your squash, I put my squash in some water, and usually I take a paper towel and wash it down. Now, if your squash, like if you get it from a vegetable stand with some organic fruits or whatever, they may have little bruises on it. And what I do with them little bruises, I simply just cut them little spots off. I cut all them little bruised spots off simply because, guys, it's probably sand in those spots. And that's the best way to get it out. Just washing will not get that little sand that's embedded in those squash out. And you may be eating sand. So I wanted to share that, guys, with you. But for this recipe today, I got 4 of these squash, and like I told you, I'll be cutting them up and all that when I go off camera, and you'll see how I cut them when I come back on. And I got some butter right here. I'll be using this butter in 2 places, and one of them is when I get ready to cook the squash. And the other is when I get ready to make the cracker crumbs on top of the squash. When I cook the squash, no more than this here, I'll probably use just a tablespoon in my skillet, because I'm going to be cooking them over in the skillet. But I'll probably use just about a tablespoon and a half, and maybe about a tablespoon and a half in the cracker crumbs when I get ready to put it on the squash. Okay, and then I'm going to be using about a half a cup of this sour cream. I got 1 onion. And guys, this is the snack peppers. I discovered that that these snack peppers are absolutely delicious in this squash casserole. I just had some snack peppers that I wanted to get rid of one day, and I used it in it when I was making a squash casserole, and it was probably about this many. It might have been a little more or whatever, but I just cut them up. You don't put the seeds in it, and put them in that squash casserole, guys, and it was so good. And I had said then I want to remember to tell the guys about it. And guys, we're going to use a cup of cheddar cheese, and then I'm going to use a couple of eggs. I'm going to beat these eggs up and put it in the mixture when I get ready to mix it up. And then this is 1 can of cream of mushroom. And then I will be putting salt and pepper to taste. And guys, yeah, this is the salt. This is some sea salt. And I told you the onion. I'll be cutting the onion and put up. This is kind of I usually put a large onion in there, but I'll just be using that today. And like I told you, I will be putting approximately a half a cup of the cracker crumbs in the mixture, and then I will be crumbling up some. I can't be exact how much it's going to be, but I will be crumbling and making a crumb to put on top of it when I get ready to bake it. And so like I said, I'm gonna go off and let me cut this off while I see it. I'm gonna go off and get everything ready, and then I'm coming back to show you guys how to easily mix up this squash casserole, which is absolutely delicious. And I normally bake mine, and this is about an 8-inch Pyrex dish, and you can use, if you're using more squash, you know, you can probably use a larger dish, but I normally just fix this size for me and Tuck. And I think I told y'all the ingredients, guys. It's very simple to mix it up. But one thing I'm gonna tell you. Now, when I first was fixing squash casseroles, I used to kind of just put my squash, after I get them cut up, just kind of steam them a few minutes to cook them, and then drain them off. I would put them in a strainer and drain it, because you need to drain it real well and make sure you don't have any water in it. But I never would put that much water in it. But then one day I seen a recipe or whatever that where the people was cooking it on the stove, and I said, oh, that'd probably be so much better. You won't have to worry about having getting water in it. So that's what I'm going to do. And like I said, I'm going to do it over in the skillet. But I'm going to have, when I come back, I'm going to have the squash, the onions, and the pepper, and one tablespoon of butter on the stove already cooking down. And I think I normally cook it about approximately 10 minutes to get it cooked down, because we're going to have to bake it in the oven for about 30 to 35 more minutes. Once we get it all made up and in the Pyrex dish, we're going to have to bake it in the oven to finish baking it out. And I will show you guys that. But first you got to get your squash cooked. So that's that'll be about 4 cups of cooked squash. And maybe if you have some squash in a can, or whichever way you want your squash. But if you're using fresh squash, you're going to have to kind of pre-cook them a little bit beforehand. Okay, guys, let me get everything ready, and I'll be back, and I'll meet you guys over at the stove. Okay, guys, we're back, and I'm over at the stove. My throat was dry. And I got my butter melted in the skillet. And go ahead on and I got my squash. This is how I have my squash cooked, guys, in these little, probably about a 1/2 inch round. Can you see it though? So we're going to go ahead on and put them in the skillet. And I also got the peppers and the onions cut up in there. Now, guys, I'm not going to put any salt or anything in them right now, because I don't want it to, throw up the unnecessary liquid. And guys, what I normally do while this squash is cooking, oops, on the stove, going back on the top. I normally go ahead on and mix my, where's that bowl I put in the cup? Go ahead on and mix up my other ingredients. And that's what I'm going to do. You know, if you want to squish this up some, you can. But I like to keep mine as whole as possible, because, which you don't have to, because it's going to be in the oven cooking. And I want to still be able to let the squash be distinguished in it. And normally my squash is a lot bigger than this. You don't miss that whole lot from the cup.
Here it is.
I'm going to use it over here. What I'm going to do, since I don't know exactly how long I let this cook, and I just guesstimated that it was 10 minutes, I'm going to put this timer on 10 minutes to kind of really get a good idea, so when I do my cookbook, I can tell them how long, cook it. Okay. Can you see me over here? You're gonna make me stay over here. Without
Come back.
okay.
Go ahead.
Now guys, I normally put about a half a cup of sour cream in here. And I'm just like I said, I'm just kind of guesstimating it because there wasn't that much in there. And the other seasoning that I'm gonna put in here is some granulated onions and some garlic, some granulated garlic. And then I always have to put my no salt seasoning in there. If I don't put the no salt, guys, I usually I have a vegetable seasoning. I normally put that in there for extra flavor. And this here, that no salt Creole seasoning, I always sprinkle a little of that in there. So I done sprinkled, I done put my sour cream in here. And those are the 2 eggs that I have beaten. I always kind of beat your eggs, guys, like that when you're mixing it in a dish. It makes for easy mixing. Don't just throw the whole eggs up in there. You'll be mixing forever. It just really makes for easy mixing. That's just a little tip I wanted to share with you guys. And then I'm going to put the cheese on over here. That was the 1 cup of the, I think I had the sharp cheddar cheese. Just mixing all that around. When the squash get going, let me stir my squash. You got to come over here. Let me stir my squash. Ooh, that smells good.
It sure do. Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle some black pepper now. Approximately half a teaspoon. And a little salt up in there. And that's probably about a half. I'll probably be sprinkling more, when I get here. Ooh. Gosh, that made me sneeze. Thank you. Okay. This is the can of cream of mushroom. Guys, I can't tell you how many ways I have made squash casserole. Sometimes I have made one. I have tried a recipe before where I put mayonnaise in it. I was actually fond of that. There wasn't nothing wrong with it, but I like this way the best. Or either I may fix it some other simple way. And I tell you something else, guys. You can use any kind of Ritz cracker, any kind of cracker you have on hand that you kind of just want to get rid of. You just use those, whatever type of cracker you use. If you don't use saltine cracker and you use Ritz crackers or some other kind of cracker, go right ahead on and use those. You ain't got to get a special cracker for it, because I don't. Let me mix this in. Because I always just mix this squash on up over in there. And I really like to have a lot of the stuff over in here so that this will cool it down. This mixture will cool it down so that when I put my eggs in there, it won't be no problem. And with the garlic powder, I do approximately a teaspoon, half a teaspoon. I don't know how much I put in there. It seems like when I make it, it always be just perfect. Then I put that extra onion powder in there. That's probably about a tablespoon of that. That Creole seasoning. Now this is no salt. Now if you have salt, have it with salt in it. Be careful, because it'll be pretty salty. But I probably put approximately a half a teaspoon of that. You guys know by now I love my no salt seasoning. I'm probably gonna put about that's probably approximately 2 teaspoons to a tablespoon. That's probably what I do normally put in it. This casserole is highly flavored. They can have with any type of meat. I done had it with just about any type of, had it as a side with just about everything I, cook. Every type of meat I cook, from pork chop, fish, turkey. And I'll tell you something else too, guys. I'll probably be putting the recipe in the cookbook. But you can make a dressing out of squash. A squash dressing. And I'll probably be sharing that recipe with you guys. And let me know in the comments how many of you guys have ever had squash dressing. There's so many ways, guys, that you can switch up making your vegetable sides and dishes. And normally your family would just love it. Because I know when my kids were little, I never did bother about trying to tell them what's in it and what it was. And they would just trust me to eat it. And then, if they didn't like it, I know they would, especially like Brittany used to want to think she didn't want onions, or she'd come in and see me cooking. And so I just learned to not discuss all of the ingredients and stuff in there with her. And I seem like I ain't had no problem with her eating it. If she think it was something in there, because I told she don't like raw tomatoes, but she thought she didn't like tomatoes. But I told her ketchup with tomato and this and that. But she liked it, but she don't like them just raw, like on a sandwich or stuff like that. She don't eat them. But dishes with tomato soup and stuff like that in it, she eat it. Because I wasn't going to have that big a problem with trying to please all of them. I'm trying to think what I'll leave off at. I don't put just about all my seasoning in here. Right, Chuck?
Yeah, you have.
Guys, I got me some butter crackers over here. I put that. I probably should have put another tablespoonful in there, but I think it'll be all right. Like I told you, I'm trying to remember. And then if I have to put more crackers or whatever, I just put them in there. And this is my grease-baked porridge dish. And I tell you guys, I have just, once I got my crackers on, and I don't know if I'll do that or not. I might will. But I'm telling you, I just sprinkle some more cheese on the top. Once I get my crackers and stuff in there. Once I, put them on the top, my topping on it. Put my crackers in here now, so I don't want them to just sit in there while I can cook them. Timer just went off on my my squash, and they look like they look fine. This is the way they looking, guys. Sometimes I probably let them cool down or whatever. But most of the time I just go ahead on and put them on in there. And then you just mix well. I see what's spoon. I think I took it out over here. See. Do what I'm supposed to be doing, guys. Maybe they always doing something. Okay, guys. Once you get this all blended in and mixed up over there together, in here together, then you're gonna go in and put it in your pirate dish. But make sure you blend it well. That's when I told you guys to beat that egg. Beat the egg before you mix it in. Make for a lot of easy mixing. Then I'm going to just go ahead on and transfer it into the baking dish. Just perfect. Spread it out, guys. Move that knife. Just spread it out evenly in your baking dish. Let me get a paper towel. Try to get off any that you got around on the sides or whatever so it won't burn on your dish, making it hard to clean up. I had sprayed that. Had a lot of spray on it. Shake it in place. And then just go ahead on and coat it with your cracker crumbs. If it ain't enough, all you got to do is just put your little butter in there, melt your little butter in the microwave, crumble up some more crackers, and put them on the top. And that's it, guys. Just that easy and simple. You're going to have a delicious squash casserole. You ever serve it to guests, they just love it. You know, down here in the South, we like this kind of stuff, squash, and just about any way you prepare it. fried, stewed down, or whatever. Now I'm going to bake this at 350 degrees, probably approximately 30 to 35 minutes. I'll let you know, guys, exactly how long it took for me to bake it. I'm gonna get it in the oven, and I'll be back when the squash is finished, guys. Okay, guys, this is the finished product of the squash casserole, and I let it bake for 35 minutes. Smells absolutely delicious. And oh yeah, guys, at the last minute I decided to sprinkle a little cheese on here because I didn't sprinkle much, but you know, I told you can put cheese on it and all that stuff. Can they see it too?
Yeah, we see it.
So this is it. It's still hot, just got it out the oven, so I'm gonna talk with you guys just a minute, and then I'm gonna go right head on and end this video. We had a real nice visit with Brittany and Smudge this 4th of July, and then we came back to Alabama the next day, right? Which was a Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Okay, we came back on Tuesday, and it had rained down there in Pensacola, but when we got back home, it hadn't rained, and you know our vegetables out there, and they wasn't looking too cute. So watered them and everything, and we're gonna water them a couple of days, and cause this is a Thursday, and then I'm going to put some plant food and stuff to them and all that. But Tuck had already got a mess of peas out, which I will be cooking those today, and I will be, and along with this squash casserole, that's the reason I cooked it, and when I will be showing it all in a weekly meal, a video. So guys, if you want to see what we had for the 4th, go over to Britt Simone, BRITTSYMONE. Go over to her channel, show her some love, and subscribe if you would like to, and then you will see what we had for the 4th. So guys, let me go on and show you what this squash casserole looks like. Like I told you, it's really hot. You won't go wrong with it, guys. See, it comes up real easy with just spraying your dish. So you can see it. You see on the inside of that too, what it's supposed to look like?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's the second way outside of the one I have already a video up that I make my squash casserole, and it's another way that I make it where I use milk and stuff. I'll probably be putting that in the cookbook. That smells so good, guys. And if you like squash casserole, I'm pretty sure you would love this. And you see how I did it with the cooking the squash in the skillet. It didn't have all that water in it like it used to. And then, like my mother used to put, she used to can squash in the jars and all that stuff. And so you would make sure you have to drain it real well to fry it, stew it, or whatever. And so I think putting it in a little butter and cooking it for probably 10 minutes on the stove make it just fine. So guys, I'm not gonna hold you any longer, and I'll be giving you a garden update as soon as possible. But I'm gonna go ahead on and end this video, and leave me a comment down below. Has you ever had squash dressing? You know, just like your chicken dressing and your turkey dressing and that type of dressing. Have you had your dressing made out of squash? Let me know in a comment down below, guys. And thumbs up the video, share out my video if you like, and remember what May always told you guys: think positive, use your common sense, and May love you guys. And bye.
Bye, you guys.